Good afternoon. On Championship Day at the Shirk Center on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan, this is the State Farm Classic, and it's Quincy High Blue Devil basketball from the female side as we get ready for the third place game. Hi, I'm Jeff Wellman. As it's the last day of the Classic. Usually the Classic starts a day earlier than Collinsville. This year we were fortunate enough it's the other way around, so we have the opportunity to come up and cover today's game. The Blue Devils, their first trip to the State Farm Classic. Of course, Coach Dance was familiar with it with his son playing for Notre Dame, who made the trip. And they stayed in the same hotel. Notre Dame Raider boys and the girls from Quincy High had a good time up here. But now they're in the third place game. Had a tough one last night, but here's the road how they got here. In game one, they played Springfield. We were there over at Bloomington High School, winning that game 58-38. Brown had 16, Foley had 14, and Longcore with 11 in that ball game. Then against a very tough Peoria Richwoods team, a victory 56-40. Foley with 26 in that game, Brown with 13. And then against a very tough Morton team, it went overtime last night in the semifinal game. Dade with 10 points, but Quincy High could not get over the hump and lost to Morton in overtime 42-40. On the other side, we've got Washington in here. Washington comes in. You got to remember what their mascot is, Coach. The Panthers. They come in winning against Rock Island in the first game, 53-46. Second game, they beat Bloomington High School 62-35, and then lost against Normal, even leading in that game in the semifinal, 57-47. There is one common opponent, as we saw early in the season. We played in the Western Big Six on the road against Rocky and beat them 51-17. On the other side, Washington beat Rocky in the first round, 53-46. So a little bit difference there. So it's the last game of the holiday tournament, starting off here at Bloomington High School in the State Farm. Went to Normal West, made a trip down to 2 games to Collinsville, back for the Devils last night, which we'll talk about a little bit here later. And here we are for the final as the Quincy High girls looking to take third place in their first trip to Bloomington. And not the first trip for this guy. He actually came to school up here first and has made trips up here with our broadcast team. That's Coach Dave Pettit.
Yeah, it's one of those things, the Shirk Center here is a beautiful facility. It's an honor to play on this court. So being here on Championship Saturday, which usually is Championship Friday, but with Christmas coming on Monday this year, they pushed it back. So Blue Devils, tough loss the other night. Taylor Foley didn't get too much playing time because of foul trouble. We were kind of looking at the stats before, and it's like she only had 2 points. Did she get hurt or something like that? Foul trouble. So, she'll be back ready to go. I think it's going to be a fun game tonight. If the Blue Devils come out and play like they're supposed to, this should be hoisting a third-place trophy, at the end of the day.
Coach Dance, of course, thought very highly of his team. And the biggest problem was, like Coach Pettit mentioned, Foley would only played maybe 5 minutes in the whole ball game. Brown got into some foul trouble too, and Longcore at one point, and he said he had Brown, Foley, and Longcore all on the bench at the same time. That's not good. We got 10 deep on the team, but at the same time, you got to keep your starters out there and your big girls, especially when you're in the semifinal of the State Farm Classic.
Well, you're looking at right there probably 70% of their offense sitting on the bench. So that's going to be a tough nut to crack no matter who you are, where you're coaching, and who you're coaching.
Indeed. We've heard from Coach Pettit. Now let's hear from Coach Dance on tonight's game, or today's games, I should say. We talked to him a little bit as he got in here early, and here's Coach. And welcome back to the pregame show, sponsored by Kunis Honda and Hyundai. Jeff Wellman here with the head coach for the QHS girls, Brad Dance. And Coach, first appearance in the Classic up here at Bloomington Normal, and we're still playing on Championship Day. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is. It's been a good week for the girls. So obviously we're not in the game we want to be, but we're happy to still be playing. We'll be in the third place game today, so looking forward to getting back out on the court.
That is hardware, of course, and of course the gold ball is what they all play for in the championship game. Good game. We were up here for Springfield. A better game when we weren't here, I guess, against Peoria Richwoods, who's a very good ball team. And then, of course, you had to go overtime last night and lost that one in kind of some different circumstances. But performance-wise, the girls have played pretty good.
They have. The effort's been really good. executing offensively pretty well. The first 2 games last night was a little bit different. We had some different people in different spots because of foul trouble and other issues, but we battled, and we're giving ourselves a chance to win just by competing and playing hard.
So today we got Washington. I know Morton's they've been in state a few times, and you played well. You didn't play well against them. Wish you would have against Richwoods. Washington, have you checked them out, and what do they got?
Yeah, they're good. They like to get up and down the floor. They're going to shoot the 3 a lot. They're going to pressure our guards. So it'll be a good test for us. I mean, they're a good program, and that's why we come to this place. We're getting 4 quality games, and that's what we want to do.
And you also got a chance. That's where the team gets together. You bond as a family basically during the holidays and that. And you guys had the opportunity to be in Eastland Suites, where Notre Dame's always at. So, Jay, did you do anything other than just back to the hotel and play, or did you get a chance to do anything else while you're here?
Yeah, they went to a movie one afternoon. They've gone to the mall a couple of times. A couple of them went to a bookstore. We've gone to dinners together, stuff like that. We went and watched some other local teams play. So we've done some things together. Then they got to also do some things. Some of the parents were here, so they would go with their parents once in a while. So it's been a good week. The girls have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed it as well.
Of course, Central Southeastern, we talked about area teams in the championship later today. Matt Long's got them playing well.
Yeah, he does. I came over and watched them yesterday afternoon, and typical Matt team. They defended really well, and didn't beat themselves, and took advantage of the opportunities. And they are playing well, and good luck to them tonight.
Yeah, I will tell you, Coach. Watch going to the mall too many times. In my college coaching days, when I got to the cities in Milwaukee or anywhere else, we went to those malls basically to kill time. But I thought the girls wanted to be there. I got tabbed the mall coach. They really didn't want to be in the malls. So.
Yeah. No, actually about half of them went to the mall, half of them went to Target, and we gave them about an hour at each, and then we were back and done. So the place we're staying at has a nice kitchen set up, so the girls have been making breakfast and stuff like that. So it's been a good experience for them.
Fantastic. So get out there today. I guess you're going to do your same stuff. Everybody's healthy, even though we worried when Taylor didn't get many minutes the other night. It was basically foul trouble.
Yeah, she was in a little bit of foul trouble. Jada was a little banged up last night. She fell on her knee, but I think she'll be okay today. So we'll go with our normal 5.
Sounds like a winner, and good luck today. We'll see you after the game.
All right, thanks.
And, of course, that's Coach Brad Dance here for the Quincy High Blue Devil girls. They're playing for the 3rd place up here against Washington, and it'll be at the Shirk Center. So get your cookies, get your popcorn, get your sodas, or whatever you want to do, and come on back, and we'll have more of the pregame show. Quincy High basketball on meccasportsco.com. And we thank Coach Wellman for his interview there. That's me, by the way. And we thank Coach Dance as well for his time. Of course, he's had the opportunity to watch his son play this weekend as well. Notre Dame went 2-2 as they went 1-1 yesterday and finished the tournament. And they played and they lost their first game that maybe they could have won, and that was against Pecatonica. And we just watched the Pecatonica team up by 20 points at half, Coach, and then it ended up going overtime and they lost.
Yeah, well, we talked about Pecatonica first game when they were playing the Raiders is, defensively, they have their lapses. I mean, being up by 20 at halftime, they had 42 points or 41 points on the board at half, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a Pecatonica-type team, Pecatonica-type game, but if they go cold from the three-point line, it affects their defense. They didn't score. I mean, shoot, the final score was, 55-52 or something like that. So, low-scoring game, especially when they have 42 at half.
You'd have to ask me that, as I had it written down on one of my sheets, and one of them got put away, and all I saw up there was Quincy High boys game last night, 44-39, losing in the championship down there and getting second place. We'll have a chance again to talk about that later in the broadcast here, as the Blue Devils are the first ones out on the floor. And they've got their normal starting lineup. They'll be in their road blue trimmed in white. Leah Chevalier wears number 4. She's a 5'8 senior. Miley Loncourt wears number 14, 5'8 freshman. Jada Brown, number 21, 5'10 freshman. Layla Dade, nice game last night. She had 10 points and led the Devils. Number 22, she's a 5'4 senior. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 42, Taylor Foey. She's a 6' senior. And last night, of course, we talked about being in foul trouble and didn't play much. Brad Dance, Brad Bergman, Katie Klopper, and Greg Wellman, your coaches for the Blue Devils. On the other side, Washington, the Panthers, or the Lady Panthers, I should say. Check their starting lineup out here. Number 2, Avery Tibbs, 5'7", she's 1. We've got number 5, Becca McDougal. Number 11, Ashley Redding-Schaefer. Number 21, Maisie O'Brien. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 22, Emma Heidbreder. And looking at it, Heidbreder. Looking at that. And really, Coach, look at this team.
4 sophomores and a senior starting. I'm looking at the team. It's like 2 seniors on the whole roster, 3 juniors and 9 sophomores. So very, very young team, and they're basically 10-3.
Really, scoring-wise, nobody has dominated each game. Tibbs had 25 in the first game. The next game, O'Brien had 22. And last night it was a 15-10 Tibbs and O'Brien. The opening tip is won by the Lady Panthers. No, check that, the Devils, as they got it up before I got my check. You're listening and watching, of course, Lady Devil Basketball. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit, mechasportsco.com.
And they're starting out in their 1-2-2.
Home team, of course, in their white, trimmed a little black and orange, I believe. Chevalier at the point, Loncourt and Dade. Down low, you got the big girls, Foey and Brown. And a shot from the corner for 3. First shot was Tibbs, and Washington gets the first points of the game. Devils working right to left on your dial. Foey with the basketball to Loncourt. Loncourt starts the drive into the right corner. Shot good. Jada Brown steps back. I tell you, Jada's tough inside or out. We've talked about the great passing between Foey and Brown in the interior, especially being a freshman and senior. Devils back on defense. Redding-Schaefer, right side. Good ball movement for the perimeter. They got the big girl inside. She's working it high and low post. And it goes in and back out quickly, too. Back out to the right side, no good. Weak side rebound, Layla Dade. Devils off and running to the right side of the court. Chevalier. Trailer stopped. Brown was down on the block. Brown sets a nice screen there for Chevalier. Shot is missed. And on the rebound, the 21s battling hard for that one. Jada Brown and Maisie O'Brien. Jump ball will go to the Lady Panthers. We played a minute and a half here at the Shirk Center. Love being over here. Glad we got the opportunity. Thank you, Lady Devils, the Blue Devils. In the high post. Redding-Schaefer back to the right side. Still going in now in the post. She's still in the paint. She kind of stuck her hand out to find out where Foey was. Kick to the left wing. Shot no good. Weak side rebound. Devils. That's Jada Brown. Dade across the timeline to Chevalier. Chevalier holds up. Crossover dribble brings it back to the top between the circles. Leah left side to Loncourt. Down on the block is Brown. Brown crossover dribble now. Kicks it out right side. Oh, right through the hands of Dade, but she tracks it down. I keep looking for a shot clock since we just had one down in Collinsville.
That's what I was going to say. I was looking up.
They trained us for a second. Loncourt right side, down in the right corner. Foey. Back to the top. Chevalier just off the right on the three-pointer. Tracking it down is Washington.
And that was a college 3 right there.
All right, it looked like we just didn't have anything inside, and finally it was like we need to shoot the ball.
No, you don't have to do that.
Exactly. In the right corner is Tibbs. She hit that three-pointer over there. Coming to pick up the ball is Maisie O'Brien. They go inside, but it gets tipped around by Chevalier to Foey. Foey outlets to Loncourt. Loncourt has to try to get a hold of the ball. She does, and Miley goes in for the layup. She was having a tough time. It was almost like the ball didn't have enough air in it, and she's trying to get that ball to bounce. Good job by Foey on the tip. Brown gets the steal. The tip out goes to Chevalier. No problem there. Devils have the 4-3 lead. 5 minutes left, first quarter action here at the Shirk Center. High-low pass from the top of the key this time. Foey got the ball and does such a good job of making sure she caught the ball, resetting her feet, getting it back in front of the backboard for the shot. A lot of times you get that ball and you get caught under the backboard trying to take that shot. The backboard blocks you. Devils up 6-3. Dropping in that 1-2-2. Oh. Chevalier was right in the passing lane. I don't know what she saw there. Chevalier with a little hook, and it was behind her with the hook. Leah went past the layup normally, and she kind of shot that ball behind her head. Nicely done. I'm not sure how she did that, actually. Devils back on defense halfway through the first.
Tough challenge shot, and she put it in.
Tibbs got the first 3 for Washington. Everything since has been Blue Devils. 8-3. Now back in the left corner. Washington shoots another one. Foley gets the rebound. Ball hits the floor, though, and taking it away from her. Now we got another jump ball. I sure thought we had one, but instead they'll wait for Jada to make the turn. That means Washington's going to foul.
Washington's been very aggressive. These sophomores have been very, very aggressive, on the glass, both offensively and defensively. So Blue Devils are going to have to get it, clear it, and then go.
Heidberger gets the first foul of the ball game. She plays for Washington. It's her first as well. Now she took that ball away there, was point blank after Taylor's rebound. Nice job by the Devils.
That's one thing the Blue Devils this weekend are getting this week are getting a real good taste of Peoria girls basketball.
Ball was tipped there.
Peoria, Washington, and Richwoods.
Lady Panthers have the basketball, still working that 4 on the perimeter and shooting from the same spot. Now they're 2 for 3. That was Donald. Adrian Donald came into the game. They've taken 3 shots from that corner, hit 2 of them. Tibbs hit the first of the game, and that broke the 8-point run of the Quincy High Blue Devils. Dade on the left side, good crossover dribbles, and then she gets checked down to the baseline. She was making a good move on that crossover, checking her there. Redenshafer, her first, second team foul for Washington. Washington, of course, just to the east of Peoria, East Peoria. Greg Leonard, we went to that game, and Terry McKay Leonard. They came over. They just live a couple blocks from the high school. So a shout out to Greg and Terry. Nice bounce pass inside. Great job on the hands. Jada Brown waits, brings it in. Both girls have done a great job on getting the ball when it's gotten by them and gathered it before going up for a shot.
Nice seal and nice hands by Jada Brown.
And the pink shoes still. Longcourse looks a little lighter pink. And I told myself I'm not going to give any guys that wear pink shoes a hard time. It's just the color, and they're proud to be, if that's their favorite color. Left corner shot by Tibbs, no good. Check that. It seems like the same people, but that was Lainey Dravis in the left corner. Devils with the ball in the lead, 2:35 left in the first quarter. Right wing Chevalier, she'll go top of the key. Brown's going to take the 3, just off the right side. It was a set play because Jada came behind, set to shoot that ball. It's nice when your post players have touch from outside. And here up from the left side, here's a 3 taken. No good this time by Tibbs. She got the first one of the ball game. I got to double check if that's Tibbs or Tips. Can't read my own writing there, Coach. Devils with the ball, high-low again. Oh, and a great one there. Foley reaches out with one hand, shows that soccer goalie ability, and draws it back in. Give the assist to Brown. Taylor's making up for lost time yesterday.
Good job as patience. She caught the ball, gathered, shot fake, they went up, and then she went up for the easy bucket.
Greg Halbely shows up around. We haven't seen him for a while. In the left corner, Washington with the ball, 4 on the perimeter still. Redenshafer working the high-low post. Kind of caught in between right now, not doing anything. It goes inside. She tries to make a move against Foley. Does make a move from the left side to the right. Misses the shot, goes down. While she's down, Chevalier gets the rebound. Here go the Devils. Skipped across from Longcourt to Dade. Right side for 3. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound, Lady Panthers. 1:20 left in the first quarter up here at the Shirk Center. Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit. Renee Schaefer out to the right side. Tibbs looks like she's going to take a shot. Little triangle action over here, but nobody's moving or getting any screens going on. We're preaching 1 minute into the high post. Oh, Redenshafer travels, then turns around, takes the shot, no good. Actually, that was McDougal in the high post that time. Longcourt in transition, left side, no good for 3. Jada Brown inside, count it. Offensive rebound, the putback, and she'll have an and 1.
Well, and that's what happens when your bigs run the floor. If they don't get the shot or get the pass inside, they're usually in very good rebounding position to get that offensive rebound and put it back up.
Donald called on the foul, the first for her. 3rd team foul for Washington. None yet for the Blue Devils. Devils on a little 6-point run, looking ahead at 7 here. Jada Brown on the line, 52.5 left, first quarter action. Cameron Byquist coming in, giving Longcourt the break. Also checking into the ball game, Kate Medemeyer. She wears number 12, Byquist number 20. And number 21, Jada Brown, up at the line. And it's a free throw, good. With the and 1, she has 7 in the first quarter, 15-6. Blue Devils with the lead. Into the left corner, right where they love to shoot the ball. And they hit. There's so many different girls that go into that corner. Coach, I had to see what number she was. She's got that ponytail on the way. Buddy, it looks like, made that 3.
13.
Yep, Kennedy Buddy. That's the 3rd different player that's hit a 3, and that's all they've made is 3s. Dade drives the lane. Floater up, no good. Rebound comes out to Donald. 22 and counting in the first quarter. Washington on the run. Left wing, shot, no good for 3. Rebound inside. And that was Buddy again. She got down on the right block. Nobody was down there. Easy layup. That cuts into a 9-point lead. It's only 4.
Definitely got to make sure you get a body on somebody when the shot goes up because they're hoisting the threes today.
Short corner, 3 seconds left. Oh, Kate Medemeyer took the shot. It looked like it was going to hit the rim, hit the board, and stay in. It went out the far side. So after 1 quarter here at the Shirk Center, it's the State Farm Classic. Best tournament, best basketball this side of March, is
March,
that right?
That's what they're saying.
There you go, 15-11. Oh, I had 11. Did they get that right for Washington? Anyway, we'll be back with more on megasportsco.com.
Yeah.
I think I am too. Do you know someone that couldn't make it out to this tournament? Greg, how you doing? Awesome. Have a good one over there. Back at the Shirk Center here, ready to start the second quarter off. 15-10, Blue Devils with the lead. Again, I still have 15-11, so we're going to have to double-check that when they give the halftime stats, find out who they did not give that 3 to. Devils had runs of 8 and 7. So when they did them, they were all in runs, and they'll get the ball to start the second quarter off. Longcourt from the left wing takes a shot just off the front of the iron. 4 Panthers there, but the Panthers fight over the ball, lose the ball. It goes right to the only Devil down there, and that's Jada Brown, and she gets fouled going up for the shot.
Well, you like the aggressiveness of Washington with 3 gals going after that rebound, but you got to have better communication, and one of them grab it or tell you I got it, something. And
that's always what happens there. You got 2 people going for the ball, and they're not sure if you're going for it. I don't care if you're both of them. Fight for it together, because if you don't, the minute you release, that's when somebody picks it up.
Yep.
I think they're checking the score now here, and I'd have to say you're right. Oh, okay. They're going to change the foul score. Originally, it'll be on Buddy now, her first, and the first of the second quarter, as 2 went for Brown. She's now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. I got to double check. That's confusing me on that one. Now we're back on defense. 1-2-2. Bree Leonard into the ball game. She's at the point. Longcore and Dade at the first level, the high post. Foley and Brown still playing on the back line.
1-2-2 is very active today.
Down to the baseline, kick back out. Keep it on the right side. They go inside to Donald. Check that. It is McDougal. Who hit that shot? Was that? I'll have to figure out who made that. There was somebody over there that put the shot up on the left side, and I didn't catch it there. 17-12. Devils with the lead in the basketball. Left side, Dade. Down in the short corner on the left side, Foley gets out to the 45. That means gets back out, squared up where she can bank it. And an easy shot there. Nice job by Taylor. She has 6 now. I like it when you go baseline and then you jump back out and you square your shoulders up at that 45-degree angle so you can bank it off the glass.
That short corner is awful tough when you get it down into that spot. If you got somebody down there that can pass and or score, short corner is a good place to get the ball.
6:51 left in the first half. 19-12. And you know what? They changed it. Good. They're back on the – nope, they did not. They kept it at 1. Dade with a steal. Here comes Quincy High. Left side, Longcore. Longcore starts the dribble, brings it back to the top of the key. Back to the left side to Dade. Dade goes to that short corner. Inside to Foley. Foley goes strong. Foley gets it up and over the glass. And the iron. Good job. That ball just squeezed up over there. Nice ball movement from Longcore down to Brown on the short corner. And you just mentioned, Coach, the passing from the short corner. 21-12. Rush. On the right side. Spezio. Actually, that's Tibbs now. Got that ponytail in the way. Into the corner. Shot for 3. No good. Weak side rebound. Chevalier was there and was fouled from behind.
Well, that was all set up by Dade with her box out. And then Chevalier, that freed her up to go get the ball. after she boxed out and then she got fouled.
First foul called on Danny Goudet, and it is the second team foul. None for the Blue Devils. In fact, the Devils have not fouled yet. In the right corner, Jada Brown didn't like it, kicks it back to the top of the key. Long court right side to Chevalier. Comes out, Chevalier. Passed it right there and almost got it blocked. Brown was right there, but it went off the glass. Tracking it down was Dade. Devils have a second chance at it.
Kind of a rush shot there.
Yes. Dade drives to the hole, had it partially blocked inside, and then getting the ball was Becca McDougal. Lady Panthers take it down the left side. They really like that left corner so much that there's a dent, leaning in that corner from so many players over there. McDougal, top of the key. Kicks it in the left corner. Tibbs, she likes it over there. Buddy's over that left side as well. Adrian Donald, the other girl on the perimeter. 5 girls on the perimeter right now. Lady Panthers, 5 girls on the perimeter until McDougal starts to head back in there.
Well, it looks like the Devils, 1-2-2 now. It looked like 2-3 earlier.
Ball into the right corner for the Panthers. Buddy brings it back to the top. Tibbs looked for a shot. Longcur was there. Here a runner, no good. Hit the other side of the iron, came back. That was McDougal. Devils got the rebound. And Brad Dance wants to take a full timeout, talk about it a little bit. Take a breather as well at 4:48 left in the first half. And it's the Blue Devils 21, the Lady Panthers of Washington 12. And don't forget, while you're watching Mecca Sports, you're listening to MeccaSportsCo.com. Get on there, check out all the different places, the website, check out YouTube. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and ring the bell and become part of it. And as we talked about it, if you got a business and you want to discuss sitting down and marketing your business or your sponsorship, please do. MeccaSportsCo.com, or just catch Coach Pettit and I on the street. You're going to have to catch him in Rockford, though. So, but it's his phone number on the website, so grab that phone number, and you can catch him at school sometimes. 448, 2112 sometimes, right?
Well, most of the time not.
When you're controlling the Indians out there on the reservation.
Well, yeah.
So, all right, first, we got, a quarter and a half. We're up 9. We're looking pretty good on all cylinders.
Nice interior passing is what's happened between, Jada Brown and Miss Foley. And it's like, God, when one comes up to the elbow, catches it, the other one's making moves, sealing, and they're making some very, very good entry passes, which leads to easy looks.
And some of those passes, usually from the high post to the low post, they've been from the top of the key, and they've actually went beyond the low post, and they've had to reach out and grab it behind the backboard and bring it back. I think that's some of the athleticism of the two girls. Chevalier on the right side. Ooh, gives it to Foley, who tracks it down in the corner after one dribble. Dade gets it, reverse around to Longcore. She'll fire a 3 from the left side. Good! ML 14 for 3, her first of the day. To go with that deuce she had in the first quarter, she's got 5. And the Devils are doubling up the Lady Panthers, 24-12. Panthers in the half court. Offensive set. Devils staying in that. There it had that 1-2-2, but when it flattens out, it does have that 2-3 look. And that's the way it should. Ball gets there on the right side. Adrian Donald tried to go inside. McDougal. And McDougal and Chevalier's on the floor. We got a jump ball, and we'll go to the Lady Panthers and stay on this end of the floor. And I did see Chevalier's mom out here before the ball game. As I was doing the Brad Dance interview, she showed up. We always get some good travelers. Oh, and I've got to give a shout-out to Bob Lowry. His wife came by, Donna, and we were talking. And also, Hope and Hank, the dogs, that he's got to stay at home. So
hopefully he's got it tuned in and watching the game.
Yep, and we hope Hank and Bob are doing just good there. I got all 3 of them in there. I like that. Inside 4 minutes. Here's a 3-pointer. That was Maisie O'Brien. I'm having a feeling that 1-2 that I missed in that corner might have been Maisie. It just seemed like her. They've got a few ponytails here that cover up the back of their numbers. Dade, left side Longcore. Lost the handle on it, gave it back to Dade to the right side. Chevalier. Those are the 3 on the perimeter. We've got high post Brown, low post Foley. Foley shot that to the corner. She misses a 3, but the long rebound came to Dade. Dade, the runner. 8-footer, no good, off the iron. Rebound, Lady Panthers. In transition, into the game, Emma Heidbreder again. They go left side, trying to drive baseline, losing the ball off her foot. That was Kennedy Buddy, and it will go back to the Blue Devils. Stick around at halftime. We'll try to give you some scores. You know, all the scores are done everywhere, but pretty well here today. I think it might be a couple tournaments maybe still hanging on for their last games. Dade will set the offense to the right side. Takes it in, kicks it the right corner. Loncourt, who stepped out. She takes the three-pointer, no good. Coming in, good rebound there was Redenschafer for the Lady Panthers. In transition, Tibbs is on the right side. Since that first shot, they've kind of shut her down, but now she comes to the right side and shoots. And just as I say that, she hears me and says, here's a three from the right corner.
Well, and I don't think Washington's ever going to be out of this game the way they're shooting the three-pointer, because they then get hot and run off 9, 12 points in a, minute and a half time period.
They've got 5 so far, 3 in the first quarter, 2 in this quarter. We got a foul there after a steal by Tibbs on Loncourt's pass to the wing. It was a little lazy. Tibbs then breaking down the court. That's not a bad foul there on Miley. It's the first foul on the Devils all night. Actually, they have 2 now on this one, they said. I don't remember who that second foul was on there, Coach. They snuck one in on me there. 2:20 left first half, 24-18. Devils lead. It's down to 6. We've got a run of 6 points coming. Chevalier playing some good defense on Tibbs. Tibbs picks the balls up, going the left corner. Right back to Tibbs. In the post, still working hard is McDougal. High and low, she pops out to the left corner. Dropping down inside is Redenschafer. And a good job. They go in, pop out to the side on the wing. Movement with the offense. McDougal starts to make a drive, and they'll bail her out of the travel by Foley making a little contact. Foley came over to help out. Dade was there too, but I thought that extra step would beat it in there. For Foley, her first. Devils. Well,
that wasn't a very physical foul.
They just put 2 up, so I was right there, Coach. 2 and 2 on fouls. Tibbs on the right side, Chevalier on her. Looked inside, it's not there. Reverses, down comes back into the high post. That's McDougal trying to make a move. Foley had her stopped. McDougal steps out behind the line. Everybody had her. Shot from 3 way long. And the weak side rebound, because the ball was shot so hard, came from Heidbreder. She missed the putback, rolled off the iron. When it goes over the backboard, hits the other side of the square, you better be ready. Chevalier gets it on the wing, brings it back out. Actually, she was in that short corner spot. Skips it all the way over to Loncourt to the right side. Good from 3. Miley Loncourt, she was setting up. Everybody was on this side of the court, and Leah saw that. Good pass. 27-18, 1 minute left, first half action. Here at the Shirk for the third place game. Good defense. Brings the ball back out to Tibbs at the top of the key. Chevalier's on her. Tries to get around the screen. It's not there. Out to McDougal for 21. No good. Weak side was tipped. Lannard kept that one alive because there was 2 Lady Panthers there. She did a nice job. And whoever was on the other side, it was either Dade or Chevalier, picked up. Right side, Loncourt, back up to the top, in between the circles. It's a 2-3 zone, so she sees the opening, takes it, takes the 8-footer, no good. Second one like that in a row. Here come the Lady Panthers. Flying in from the left side. Wow. She accelerated there. Aisley Redenschafer.
4-point turnaround in the last 2 possessions.
Devils have the last shot opportunity with 14 seconds left. Yeah, it's been an 8-3 run there. 5 points actually now. In the corner. 3, no good. Oh, Kate Medemeyer almost had it. Chevalier might take it away. Tibbs is going to throw it at the buzzer and hits part of the rim. And we have played 16 minutes here at the Shirk Center for third place at the State Farm Classic Large School Girls. One time I think I said large girls, so it is the Large School Girls. And the halftime score is the Blue Devils 27 and the Lady Panthers of Washington 20. We'll be right back here as we update our stats. You're listening and watching Lady Devil Basketball, Quincy High, on megasportsco.com. Still got 1 extra point, so let's figure that out. And somebody that I forgot here.
Unless one of those threes were 2.
They have to be. And nobody brings in stats, do they? Do we get a post game or not? Do we get a post game? I don't think so. And back at halftime here at the Shirk Center on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan College. We came up the first day and got to go to Bloomington High School. This time we've gotten 3 different trips: Bloomington High School, Normal West for Notre Dame, and then, of course, here at the Shirk Center. Something new for us this year was the Bloomington. And, of course, I always love coming back to the Shirk Center as they've got great accommodations here. And, again, they're set up as a Division III college and a good one, too. It's a great center. We've talked about it every year. And if you're going to promote your program, at this level, boys or girls, this is a good place.
Great place. I mean, it's one of those facilities. I mean, I never got to play in this facility. We always were at the old place over there, and baseball and football shared this, and now you got a new baseball stadium. It's they've done a lot of building around here, a lot of building.
Yep. And of course, we always do bring up the Jack Sigma stories we talk about, and of course Bob Spear from Quincy playing here with Sigma and being good friends of his. Always a good time to talk about that, when we come up here. And we've talked to a bunch of different guys too. I can't think who's doing the men at WAU. I think Matthews still, but Greg Halbleib does the girls, who just was here to our left. He's going to do a game or two, then he's got to get over in an hour and do the ISU girls. They open up conference today with Bradley, and then he'll be back here for the games at the end of the night. So, and by the way, Greg looks good. Greg's been working out of Springfield as well too. We'll see him. We usually see him at the Blue Devil Gymnasium sometimes doing a game, but he's slimmed down, looks good. He's like you. You're down into under 200 marks. You're going to be doing commercials for somebody.
No.
What is how'd you get there? Stop eating.
Weight Watchers.
There you go. 27-20. Devils with the lead. They started the game off a 3-pointer on the other side by Washington. Devils came back with 8 straight points, led 8-3. Another 3-pointer by Washington. Devils came back with 7. They had 15 and then gave up the last 4 or 5, depending on whose books you're looking at, of the quarter. And they were up at the end of the quarter 15-10. I had 11, so we're going to go with the 10. And so Devils did get 2 free throws to start off to get it to 17-10. Built their lead up to doubling them up 24-12 when they had a 9-point run in the middle of the second quarter. And after being 24-12, as Coach Pettit mentioned there, we're outscored the rest of the quarter 8-3 by 5, and that's why we've got a 7-point game. But first quarter action for them, especially knowing that Washington was going to come in, launch the threes, and be aggressive. What do you think?
Well, they did, for the most part, a pretty good job of challenging the threes and defensive rebounding, to keep them off the offensive glass. Second quarter got a little bit sloppy at times, to the point where, they were shooting, they were missing, but they were getting on the other side and getting the offensive rebounds, and putting it back in. So this Washington team, good little ball club, and you've got a lot of sophomores that are playing, and to be honest with you, they don't look like sophomores.
And they're putting up a lot of threes, as you mentioned, Coach, because I have 5, and that's 3 in the first, 2 in the second. One of those in the first has to be a 2 since the score was not up there at 11. But Tibbs from the opening one on the left corner, and then, of course, she turned around in the second quarter after I just said she's only shooting on the left side and hit that one in the right corner. Keep your mouth shut, Jeff. There you go. Donald stepped out, hit the shot from outside. Buddy came in off the bench. Maisie O'Brien, and she had that good game the other night. In fact, I think that was last game she had 10. She had 22 the second game. But that's the thing about this team, Washington. Their scorers, Tibbs went 25, 8, and 15. So she did, she put it out there. I can't remember what O'Brien had in the first game. It wasn't enough to put down. Then 20 and 2 and 10, so pretty consistent there. But there are other scorers that have had one game where they've had 9 or 8 points and then haven't put anything else in. So if we can keep those other scores down, and of course the starters that we've done so far, Tibbs with only 6 points, unofficial, Buddy off the bench with 5. Everybody else only has a basket, so that's good stuff and that's the key. As we talked about before the ball game, the Panthers average 53 points a game, but they give up 41 points a game. The Devils, they'll score 53 points a game and a half, but they're only giving up 32. So their defense has been staunch all year long so far, and so that's the key, what they live on. And then, of course, you build off that. So,
well, and to be honest with you, I think Washington has to play a different style of basketball, playing in the Peoria market with, playing your Peoria Manuals, your Peoria Richwoods, Morton's, the outer outskirts of Peoria, Notre Dame. They've got to play a little bit different style of basketball, to, survive over there. And it starts at the defensive end. And like I say, I think this is going to be a good ball game second half. We got to locate the shooters, but I say locate the shooters. They all look like they all can shoot. You're sitting there watching them, and they're missing, but it's like they all have the same stroke. Looks really good, rotation coming off their hands, butt down, ready to shoot, good passes to get in the shooting slot, and it shows Washington's a well-coached team. And, the Blue Devils are going to have to come out and have a good second half, in order to beat this Washington team.
Yeah, even the post players have stepped out, and, of course, so does ours. Jada Brown took a couple shots from outside. She's got the touch as well. We talked about the game right before this that went overtime. The boys, Pecatonica, who beat Notre Dame the first game. The final score was 57-54. Aurora Christian beats Pecatonica after Pecatonica has a 20-point lead at the half. You thought they might walk away with it and didn't score, but 12 points in the whole second half and overtime.
Yep.
They had 42. It was like 42-21 at halftime. So for all those want to know, and I know looking at that, you could have thought after we watched Notre Dame against them the first night, Notre Dame could have been there. There's no doubt they could have been playing with Aurora Christian and those teams, and I'll be looking forward to see how he does late in the season. That team's going to gel a little bit as we get closer to the postseason.
Well, we'll see. You come out of this tournament and you go 2-2 when you're coming in with very high expectations, but you played close games. There's games where you got 55 against Notre Dame, you got 61 against St. Joe Ogden. Today they had 54, in 3 games, and this is a team that was coming in averaging 75 a game. So I think they got a little taste of what March basketball is going to be for them. So they need to probably make some readjustments and go from there, and make a effort, on the defensive end that's the same as the effort on the offensive end.
Indeed. Defense wins championships. We talk about it all the time. Hey, and last night, of course, we've been back and forth between Bloomington and Collinsville. Spent the last 2 days in Collinsville after the doubleheader on day two for the Blue Devils, and then, of course, the championship game last night. In that game, and again, it's 2 quality teams. Coach Pettit talked about it, throughout the broadcast, and today as we talked about it being a section, postseason sectional caliber, and that's just it. So when 2 teams play in that caliber, in that arena, they give their best and look great, or even when they look bad, it's still a good game. But it's not the best the 2 teams could have gave us last night. But it was 2 undefeated teams, 14-0 and 15-0, and the Devils lost 44-39. And it wasn't until late that they lost that lead. It was a 1-point game in there. Actually, we're down the first quarter, tied the second at half, 18-18. Took the lead, I believe, by 3 in the third quarter.
30-29, I believe. Was
it was 1.
Third quarter.
That's right.
It was a 1 point. Yep.
And then it got to 3, and then the Devils just couldn't get over at the end. There was a little run there, and if I remember right, it was
7-0.
7-point run there late in the ball game.
Probably, I'd say 4.5 minutes down to about 2.5, and we were down by 8 then.
Yep, because we were down 33-32 right before that, so good call. And then it became free throws, and we just couldn't get beyond that. But Devils are ready to come back. They had a nice tournament. Second place is no slouch. Let me tell you what.
Well, I hate to say it, but that sectional come March with probably Normal Community being there, who's number 1 in the state now, Collinsville and Quincy High, wherever they're going to play that, we'll be there.
Second half has started. Devils got the basketball and got it inside. Jada Brown got fouled. So the first foul of the second half will go against Washington Lady Panthers. And for those listening this year, remember 5 fouls per quarter. On the 5th, it's a double bonus, and it's 2 shots. Brown's at the line, connects on the first one. Only Devil to shoot so far tonight, 4 for 4. Only player to shoot a free throw tonight. Jada's been on the basket. We have not fouled anybody on the other side, especially in the shooting. Shot was missed. Rebound there by Maisie O'Brien for the Lady Panthers of Washington. 1 out of 2, 28-20, Devils lead. Third quarter action. From the State Farm, Jeff Wellman and Dave Pettit. And we're our own producers these days. I always love saying Bruce Terstegi, but the extraordinary producer is, he's asking for more money. Panthers on the right side with the basketball. Lobs inside. Foley came over for good help. Took the bump and what could have been a charge on Emma Heidbreder. Brown got the rebound, though, for Quincy High. In transition. Dade waits, and we're going to set it up. Foley at the high post. Right side to the long court, down to the right corner, Brown. Brown looked to a cutting Foley, but goes other side to Chevalier. Leah took off running before she had anywhere to go with it, and whoever was on that side grabbed the ball just enough to throw her off, and the Panthers steal it. Reverse layup, doesn't hit anything, but a good idea. Redden-Schaefer, rebound by Foley. Quincy High back in the offensive set. Into the high post. Left side Chevalier, she's 25 from the basket. Brown steps out to the left corner to get the ball, back out to Chevalier. Reverse the ball to the right side. Foley steps out baseline, short corner. Oh, the one-handed pass. We always hate the one-handed dribble pass. And it got up, you lose a hand on the ball. Panthers tip it. Brown comes in to help out, but it's a jump ball and goes back to the Panthers. Very few guys, Pete Maravich, could actually do a pass while dribbling one-handed behind the back or everywhere else. Williams and some of those guys, they're showmen in the NBA, are pretty nice. Top of the key, Chevalier getting defense on Tibbs. Tibbs got by her, but then she's stuck, and Foley is right there at the 14-foot mark, right in front of the basket. When Tibbs stopped, grabbed hold of the ball, we got a jump ball, and back to the Blue Devils. Went over and watched some of these Special Olympic games today. Those are such good games. Oh, they're so much fun. And watching the intensity of those players over there, they take it pretty darn serious. Devils in their half-court set. Right corner, Dade. Layla looks, bounces it short corner to Foley. She comes out to the second block to Brown on the strong side. Brown's up, under. Oh, and Brown got up, under, and made the basket after Maisie O'Brien came down and got a piece of the ball.
She muscled that one in for sure.
Indeed. Great play there. 30-20, Blue Devils with a lead. Tibbs starts to drive left baseline. Chevalier is there on defense. A brick wall. Dade's doing the same thing. She's got O'Brien. Maisie made that shot. I was waiting for you to tell me, Coach, that it was passed off because I looked down for a brief second. Next thing you know, when she was trapped, the ball went up. In the corner, Jada Brown's got a shot. Good. Just inside the three-point mark. I tell you, our big girls, when they get out there in the anywhere on the court, they can shoot. They've got nice touch, square up well, good form. In the high post, McDougal hands it off to Tibbs. Tibbs stopped right there by Chevalier. McDougal came out looking for a three.
And the Lady Blue Devils are man-to-man now instead of the 1-2-2.
Just about ready. Saw the same thing that you did there when Chevalier posted picked up by the top of the key by Tibbs. Long course, she brings out Redden-Schaefer to the left side. Hands it off to O'Brien. O'Brien starts the right side. Lost the handle, but Panthers pick it back up.
Good seal by Foley.
Good job by the defense. Panthers have nowhere to go with the basketball. Coming to help out was O'Brien. O'Brien's going to step back for a 13-footer, no good. Rebounded Dade for Quincy High. Halfway through the third quarter, Devils leading by 10, 32-22. Dade kicks it right corner. Dade right to Brown. Brown right where she hit the last shot.
Same spot.
Jada had it. She wore that spot out there a little bit.
Same spot, same result.
34-22 up by 12. First half, Jada had 9 points. Already in the fourth quarter, she's got 7. That's 16 for the ball game. Shot no good by the Panthers. Rebounded by Foley. Here come the Blue Devils. Have not subbed yet in this quarter. Halfway through, Chevalier started to make a drive. Longcourt will get it at the top over to Dade on the left. Flashing to the high post. Oh, and missing the free throw shot was Brown. After 2 very nice touches there on the corner, that one was a little bit of a brick. And she knows it. She's looking down like, I know, that was hard. You know, she squared up nicely at the free throw lane. Just off the left a little bit and a little bit hard. 3:38. Panthers live the basketball. Substitutions coming. Devils keep their same 5 out there. Tibbs got a break. Donald came in. Adrian Donald, number 10. Also number 20 for the first time. Trista Bass in the ball game. Dana Goudet. And staying in the ball game was Kennedy Buddy. She was a sub out early in the first half. Did a nice job out there. And Gabby Misher. Dade steals the ball. Boy, it was being dribbled right out in front of her. Layla all the way down. Has it blocked. Jada Brown runs the floor. Gets her own rebound. Takes it right back up. Nice
Once
job.
again, I used to always say you got to be the third one down. because you're going to have the one going to the basket. You're going to have the challenge by the defensive player. You got to be the third one down. You'll get easy layups.
Chevalier playing some great defense outside. Adrian Donald drug her foot. That's traveling. And Brown runs the floor. Our post players run the floor so well. So, and our dear friend from St. Joseph Ogden. As we make it back up there, I told him the other night with his mask on, he looked like Jeffrey Myers, the old KGRC, WTAD, and now Elgin radio man. Dade inside. Actually, check that. That was Brown. She got it up to Chevalier. It's around the perimeter. Now Dade gets it. Brown at the second post. In, scores, fouled. And she's got a chance at another blue collar. Coach, who do you think's doing all the hard work today inside? Well, we've got more than one, but on the scoring end, Jada Brown doing an excellent job. Foul was called on Donald, her first.
Well, Jada's got that special game where she can go underneath the basket, muscle it in, and get the and one, or she can step outside, for that 15 to 17 footer that she's very comfortable at, and as she, gets a little older, a little more strength, she'll be able to step out that three-point line probably pretty comfortably, and start knocking those shots down also.
4 and a 5 on the line change for Washington. Checking their subs out as Tibbs is back in. Coming out on the left side where she is Redding Schaefer. Goes into the high post, almost lost the ball. McDougal came back in the game. She saved it. Donald also into the game, and Maisie stayed in the game. O'Brien goes into the high post. Brown almost steals the ball. Tibbs starts to drive the baseline. We got a hand check there, and that's Chevalier. For Leah, her first, and the team's first of the second half, or I should say third quarter. Quincy's first, 2 on the other side for the Lady Panthers. And we got a kick ball. I'm always looking when there's a kick ball for Foley to make the save since she's the soccer goalie. Not in the game right now. Brown, Chevalier, Longcourt, Dade, and Medemeyer. O'Brien drives against Dade. She beat her the first time, and then when she came back up to shoot the ball, Dade had recovered, but with the body, so Leah commits the foul.
Good help side defense by Medemeyer. Hard hedge and recover.
Second foul against the Blue Devils. And free throw's coming. That's Maisie O'Brien. She hits the first one. That is the first free throw of the night at the 2:04 mark of the third quarter for Washington. That was another run there of 9 points that the Devils had unanswered. So they've had runs of 8, 7, 9, and 9. She hits 2. It's 39-24, 2 minutes left, third quarter. Guess I should give her points too there for Maisie. She now has 7 for the night, or the day, since it is daytime. Longcourt, nice job in the corner. Brings it back out with a dribble through the legs. And
good patience by Longcourt in that specific set.
Yep, Bree Leonard in the ball game. Worked hard, but taking the ball away from her was Redden Schaefer. Schaefer shrugged off a couple of the Devils, went coast to coast, and scored. Needed some help out there. Dade now is coming out, but when Bree was in trouble, we needed somebody to come out and help her a little sooner. Little reach in there by O'Brien. Dade goes right by her there to the hole. Off the glass, no good. O'Brien misses the rebound as she passes it up. Getting it back was Dade. Devils have it. Foley back in the game. Hand check. Becca McDougal underneath. Before Brown got it, gave a little two-hand shiver.
Yeah, I was going to say forearm shiver, not hand check.
Was sitting there pulling guard there, ready to go out for the running back. Dade, the backside of bounds play. Weak side to Longcourt, a little hard. Once Miley got it, puts it up off the glass, and that was just hard too. Off the front, Maisie O'Brien, rebound for Washington. In transition, going to the high post, McDougal. McDougal almost traveled, kicks it back out. O'Brien tracks it down. Inside, 1 minute left in the third. Tibbs has those 2 shots. I'm not going to challenge her again. Here she is at the college ranks. See, I told you, Coach, if I would have said something, she hit it anyway, but she hits a 3 from college ranks. It's a 10-point game. Devils with the last shot, if they want it, inside 40 seconds of the third, up by 10. Oh, we lobbed the ball into a sandwich. Wow. First of all, I don't know if
not
anybody,
not a good decision
Yeah.
making that pass.
Nobody could have made that pass,
No.
including her brother. And it was in between a sandwich Brown was in. It was a Panther sandwich. It almost got in between the two.
Yep.
And the nice thing is, the girl playing behind must have had her hands on because they called the foul on her.
Well, see, that's where you take it and you get to the top of the key, the other side, and then set a screen and go over. You'll be wide open.
They called it on number 5, and it's her 4th, but I don't have her for that many fouls, or 4 for number 5. So Chevalier on the left side, 22 seconds left in the quarter. Lob from the high post down to Foy. Boy, you've seen it's been instant replay all day long. Earlier in the first half, more than the second half, but a great play there and a great pass. 41-29. Still confused at that. Right side. Oh, they shut her down. Tibbs, though, gets the shot off. And at the buzzer, they shut O'Brien down. Dade tried to recover, and Tibbs at the buzzer, her 4th 3 of the game. She's got 12, and after 3 quarters, it's the Quincy High Blue Devils 41, the Washington Lady Panthers 32. You're listening to Wellman Pettit on megasportsco.com.
to help pay for those college expenses. The application process will remain open through March 31st, 2024. On the State Farm Holiday Classic, we'd like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this tournament. High-end hoops basketball training, Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches, McDonald's Neon Petro Organization,
and back at the Shirk Center here as we get ready for the 4th quarter. Quincy High Blue Devils 41, the Lady Panthers of Washington 32. Every time the Devils build one, they had an 8 and a 7-point run in the first quarter, but gave out the last 4 points of the first quarter. They had a 9-point run in the second quarter, closed out that half all right. Third quarter had that 9-point run, built up a 39-22. Is that right? 17? But we turned around and gave up a 7-point run, got it back down to 10. And with that last 3-pointer, made it a 9-point game. Devils up 41-32. And, of course, third quarter, 12 points from Jada Brown. She has 21 in the ball game. She actually outscored, yes. No, she did not. Yes, it was 12-12. Jada Brown against Washington. Last quarter, Washington will have the basketball. Redden Schaefer has it. Devils in that man-to-man. Longcourt picks her up. Tibbs on the right side. Double high post. That was Goudet. Also in the game there, Heidbreder again. Drive to the basket, and that was Tibbs all the way to the hole. Tibbs had 14 now. That's the first time she shot a 2. Dade in transition. Off to the left corner, Brown. Oh, a great spin move. Count it. And it looked like it might try to be a charge, but I think she was inside the line because they have the college line here. But what a great job of Brown with that spin move, and another chance at an and one. It'll be her 3rd of the game.
Spin move, and she used her left hand to go ahead and put it up in there. So, great move by Jada.
And she had help side there, too. We thought maybe they'd call a charge on that. Did not go. The foul was called on Maisie O'Brien, her first, and the first for them in the 4th quarter. Shot pass, no good. This one, Devils pull out.
Good block defense by Foley.
Dade has it. Devils have the lead. And a foul out there by O'Brien, her second. And it's the second one of the last quarter. None for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils have been pretty well, I've got 4 in the book, 2 in each half. Devils have played their starters for a lot of the games. Medemeyer and Lannert have come in, but we've concentrated on those starters. Chevalier with the basketball. Working against Redding Schaefer. And it's a 5 count. Redding Schaefer with some good defense there. Aisley just kept working Leah back and forth, and Leah didn't have anywhere to go. Nobody was helping out, and that's how you get those 5 calls. Right away when you start having trouble, you need to yell. And at that time, usually you expect a coach to call a timeout because you get that feeling.
Well, you got to have somebody in the wing getting open. Getting into their guy and then popping back out.
Oh, Goudet makes 3 good moves there and finishes. She hasn't been in a lot this game, but that was a nice move in the post.
Another sophomore for Washington.
Dade drives in. Oh, that could have been a foul as Dade did that little floater, but she got in a foot too far, and Heidbreder came out and made contact with the elbow, but then it hit Heidbreder after the shot. Devils get the box out of bounds play. Layla to trigger it. All the way back out to the top. Goes to Jada Brown. And Dade will come around to pick it up. Works right side long court. Now there she almost had it. Oh, she had it in there early. But then leaving the weak side was Redding Schaefer. And by the time we got around to doing the bounce pass, and that was a smart move too, the bounce pass at that time, Redding Schaefer was already there. So that, if she would have quickly reversed that ball, somebody had to be open on the other side, wide open. Dade to trigger the box out of bounds play. Brown and Foley were low. It was just a quick get it in. Loncore's out high now. Right side Dade. Flashing across, Chevalier, now flashing Brown. Brown gets there, spins, resets her feet. Good move. You know, Jada, for a freshman, has so much experience. It looks like, I mean, she just really is seasoned when she takes that move and just works it through her progressions. Devils with a steal. Loncore through the legs at half court. She's got Tibbs on her. She'll get it over to Dade. O'Brien will pick her up. Inside 6 minutes of this third place game. First trip for the Blue Devils. They were in Dixon last year. Made the trip. Chevalier made the cut. Good pass from the right block. Good catch from the other side as Taylor Foley had a bullet coming in there. Missed the shot, but he was fouled. She was fouled, and Taylor will shoot two.
I think we got a little bit lucky on that one because I think Taylor hooked the girl, you know, when she made that move to the middle, and they didn't see that one, and then they called it on the gal for a body.
That was Redden Schaefer. They got her for her second, if I'm reading that board right. Foley hits the first free throw. She'll have one more. Taylor's second one, good. As we said, we got good touch and good shooters at the line. We only had one miss today, or two misses actually. Brown in her multitude of free throws. She has hit 5 of 7. Taylor with 2 for 2. That's 7 of 9. 78% for the team. 47-36. Good defense inside. That ball wasn't going anywhere. Foley and Brown were both in there. And 2 Panthers. Good help defense in back. Riddenschafer kept Chevalier from getting the score. Devils the reset. With a long pass, too, to try to get that down that block, too. Loncore on the right side. Flips over the left side. Foley starts to make a drive. Oh, and a nice pass back. Foley went in hard, down to the left block, and then flipped it back almost to the high post where Brown was cutting, and she took it off the glass. Brown with another bucket. Devils on another run. 6-point run here. Redding Schaefer getting the hand check by Loncore. For Miley, it'll be her second foul and the first of the fourth quarter against the Blue Devils. Well, they give her a second one. Yeah, she had one in the first. Sorry about that. Substitutions coming. Taking a break, O'Brien and Heidbreder. McDougal came back in. Checking your second one, I believe it was Donald over on the right side. Inside. McDougal missed the shot. Flying in for the rebound, Taylor Foley. Devils with the basketball. 13-point lead, fourth quarter action. In the half-court set, Foley. Man-to-man coming from the Lady Panthers. Flips it up. Ooh. Another one of those running passes with one hand. She tried to go from the right short corner all the way up to the left off the top and basically behind the three-point mark.
Yep. Yeah, she should have took that one strong to the hole, you know, and make them stop her.
Yep, if it ain't on the strong side, then do the reverse. Devils start to get it in. Oh, they say it's live there. Okay. Loncore stopped for a second because she saw Tibbs throw the ball back in but thought she was out of bounds. They went and saved it, and the Lady Panthers get it. Great defense there by Layla Dade. Saw the lob coming, came across for weak side help. Long pass down. Oh, and a great pass down. Threw it from behind half court. Loncore was on the left wing. Quick touch pass to Brown, who was cutting down the lane. Give Loncore the assist. Give Brown another basket. Devils on that 8-point run. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Well, I tell you what, you can't imagine if they could have been playing and had everybody in last night against Martin, it might be for the gold ball today. Devils are playing well. In the left corner, Goudet brings it out to the front. Skips it back to the left corner, behind the arc. Shot for three, no good. Coming in, tracking down her own rebound was Becca McDougal. Shooting on the runner there. It was an air ball. And another nice save, this one by Jada Brown. Loncore gets it out to Chevalier. Makes a crossover dribble from right to left, right in front of Riddenschafer, and hit the bucket. Nice job on that move. She had one in the first quarter. That's only her second basket of the game. Devils right now are on a 10-point run. Have built up that 7-point lead. Of course, if you do your math, that's 17.
Yeah, I mean they've come out, and it starts on the defensive end. Getting the rebounds, challenging all the shots. Getting the offense, and then getting it out and pushing the ball. The big girls have been tremendous today. Catching the ball high, getting the ball down low, or like the last time when Taylor Foley caught the ball, on the left wing there, and Jada Brown started to dive, but then she saw Taylor Foley, take the ball to the hole in the left. She bounced back out. Taylor Foley hit her, and then she went in. So those two girls are working very harmoniously, and, when they know what each one of them's going to do, and it comes with playing and working in practice, and going from there.
By the way, on that first night at Bloomington High School against Springfield, we were wondering why they had that moment, kind of silence, and that. They were acknowledging that was Taylor Foley's 1,000th point in her career. It's kind of nice when you're on the road and you get that kind of treatment. We had that for the Palmyra girl when she came over against Notre Dame and had her 1,000th point. They stopped and acknowledged her. So congratulations to Taylor on her 1,000th point. We got a lot more to do this year, Taylor. And by the way, 29 points unofficially right now for Jada Brown. Let's get over 30. I like seeing a kid in 30 like that, especially a freshman. Back to the action with 3:15 left. Devils have the lead by 17, have built it up right here. Playing defense first. Gudette, shot from the left side, no good for three, but then hits the iron, jumps up, hits the glass, comes back in, and it does count. She's got 5, and it broke that 10-point run by the Devils. 53-39. Dade, a great drive to the hole. And right there to meet her at the same time was Becca McDougal. McDougal with the foul. Dade will go to shoot 2. And for McDougal, she did have 4 earlier. And so must have gave somebody else some fouls early because I had her down for 3 quick ones. And with 2:52 left, Becca McDougal fouls out. And she did not score tonight. Tell you what, the big girl inside, when she was in there, though, both on the offensive and defensive side, she made herself present on the boards. But they had her in the high post as well as the Donald girl.
Well, and she's in there battling with, 2 gals her size or bigger. So,
Exactly.
I mean, she's done a heck of a job today, even though she didn't score.
1 of 2 for Dade on the free throw line, 54-39, 2:52 left. Layla with her first points of the day, handling the point guard and also the defensive stabs on Tibbs, who's pretty darn good. Driving to the hole. Nice left-hand shot. Adrian Donald, her first points. Actually, she had a 3-point in the first quarter. It's a 13-point game. Full court pressure being applied, and Chevalier just shows speed. She kicks it back out, though, after it goes in. Nice job. Medemeyer got the ball in the left short corner from a pass from the right from Chevalier. She knew she didn't have a lane. She kicked it back to a trailer Loncourt, who set it for the 3 and nailed it. Nicely done.
Well, yeah, when you're driving the ball to the hole like that and you get 2 people on you, you always got to look out for the kicks. And basically, I always tell the shooters, butt down, ready to catch the ball and ready to shoot it.
And that's so many times in fast breaks, people don't realize. Fill the lanes, first of all, okay? You spread it out and get the ball in the middle, get down the court. It doesn't have to always go in the middle, but it always is best for your break. And then, again, don't outrun your break. Don't try to – you've got to know in your lanes where to be. You've got to still have a passing lane. So many times guys will run and they run out of the passing lane, or they don't run enough and they're out of the passing lane. So you've got to be that way. But the guys who are trailing, the big guys, everybody knows, first trailer goes down, looks for your first option there. Second trailer usually maybe stops at the high post. But then especially your wing shooters, when the ball gets down there and the guy's making a drive, and if he ain't driving to the basket, if he's not stopping and popping, somebody stop on the wing and hide. If you're smart, you get down there and you get in stealth mode, and then you're set up on the wing, and all of a sudden that ball pops out there, and somebody goes, where did he come from? It's too late.
And it also comes with communication, too. I mean, you got your point guard, down the middle of the lane, and, he's at the volleyball line, and your trailer's at half court. He's yelling, trailer on the left.
Exactly. And then we feed them, don't we, Coach?
Well,
feed me Seymour. Nice spin move there from the Panthers. Maisie O'Brien with the spin move. I understand where she got her scoring in the last game. She's only got 9 tonight. Only. 2 minutes left in here, pressuring full court. Chevalier finally beats it, getting close to that 10 count. Leah's got Redding Schaefer on her. Picks the dribble up, but gets it over here to Lannard. Remember, girls, don't be so far out and don't pick the ball up after a couple dribbles. That pass was behind. Kate Medemeyer was still moving. Panthers heading the other way and get a score, coast to coast. O'Brien with another one. Still a 12-point lead with 1:40 left.
We got to take care of the basketball, though.
That was nice about that 10-point run earlier in the quarter. 30-second timeout. Coach Dance wants to talk about it, especially when getting down the court, it's taking almost 10 seconds. Killing time with 1:35 left is a good thing, but you're only up 12 with a couple threes there. It started making it a little bit scarier ball game.
Well, not quite nervous yet, but, if they can get a turnover here, go down, hit another three, then you got a three-possession game with, let's say a minute 10, minute 20 left. Then you're talking about, okay, got to be a little bit more on high alert here and making sure we're taking care of the basketball.
I said that you can't overemphasize that 10-point run that we just had in this quarter when they really picked it up 43-36 and got up 17 then. Still a 12-point lead. We come out of the timeout. Dade, Chevalier, Foey, Longcourt, and Brown. Been there pretty much the whole day. Brown trying to get it in. Somebody's got to come to the ball. Foey gets it. Actually, it was going back. Foey works against O'Brien. Oh, and a pass. Longcourt was running. Tibbs stole the ball, and then Tibbs hits a three-pointer. First problem with that whole deal was you had to go into your post player. No guards came and took it away from your post player. So when she's trying to get rid of the ball, she's looking, and she looks to the wing over there, and that player's not coming towards her. And so who fills the lane? Tibbs.
Well, and to be honest with you, I would just as soon, Taylor Foley take the ball there when she catches it, turn, let everybody else go down, and let her go one-on-one and handle the basketball, because she does a pretty good job of handling it. Or you sit there and hold it, Dade, come and get it.
And that's what I
drop
would say.
it off or whatever. But you got a couple of different options to do that. But I think we got kind of sped up on that possession, and we got to slow it down, take care of the basketball. We're still up by 9 with a minute 25 left, but we can't have any more turnovers.
Well, and that one right there too. First of all, the pass went backwards anyway, and luckily Taylor reached out with one hand and brought it in. But now she's got it, and she takes a couple dribbles. She's in trouble. You can see that. The guards have to realize. Now, again, Longcourt's a freshman. All right. But Chevalier and Dade are the two that need to be running to that ball right away to take it away.
Well, and, I didn't see any screen set. You can set up in a line and have people break in different ways and so on and so forth. So a lot of different ways to do it.
Dade's going to trigger at full court. Chevalier will come screen for Foey. And I thought it was on Chevalier on the screen. Sure enough, she came in, set it, and was turning to move out of it. And they were looking for it too, I think, because the official told the coach, I got it. That was her second foul, second team foul in the fourth. So after giving up a three, you just don't hate to give the basketball up. Here's a long three from college ranks. And that was Goudet again. That's her second one from out there.
Two-possession game now.
It's a 10-point run. And after letting 2 threes up in a row, we've got a 57-51 game. And this is where when you're using the clock, bringing the ball down, you got it in the guard's hands so that the people are handling it, and you're moving the basketball. Keep it moving. But again, passing lanes have to be there, spacing has to be there, everything that you're normally doing, and don't panic. That's the biggest key there too. Because usually when you panic and somebody picks the ball up, what's the first thing they do? They make the first pass that's probably ill-advised. And what's the defense doing? Covering up those 2 lanes that you're the first passing lanes.
Well, I used to always tell my point guards, when you catch the ball, your 5-second count starts. So you can hold that ball for 4.5 seconds. Then you put it on the ground. Then you got another 5 seconds. And if you jab in and jab out and, break the plane, you have another 5 seconds. Then you pick it up. Then you got 5 more seconds.
That time Longcourt did a good job of coming in to help. And then just as you said, let Foey bring it down. Now, Foey did a great job of bringing the ball down, but then you had a 2-1 break, but not really. So you made the pass to Jada.
Pull it out.
It was touched, and then Jada, not knowing how to readjust, got a handle on the ball. Watch for the threes. Although it looks like Redding Schaefer decided she was going straight to the hole first and get a 2. Longcrow gets whistled for a foul. It should be her third.
Third team foul in the fourth.
Third there and third for her. Oh, yes, third for her. They've only got us for 2. I'll take
No, those are timeouts left. Fouls.
Oh, 3 areas. All them numbers down there, Coach. In the half-court set. Oh, O'Brien. And I hope so, because O'Brien she made a good move, and she moved about 5 or 6 feet without dribbling the basketball. 55.1. The 50s are there. Devils with 57, 51 for the other side. Foley.
Oh, get it down.
And
pass it down, yeah, layup.
Redding Schaefer is going to commit the foul. It will be the 5th, and so Foley gets to go down and shoot. That's the nice thing about having the double bonus right now. Foley heads the line. She shot 2 free throws earlier in the fourth quarter. One of only 3 players. We had Dade also in the fourth quarter, 1 for 2. Predominantly Brown has been to the free throw line. Foley will shoot 2. And Taylor connects on the first one. And that broke that 10-point run of Washington. Yeah, dead ball points are always good at this time of the game. We like them. 51.6 left. Foley's second one rattles and comes out. Devils by 7. Gudette brings it down. Watch for her to launch. She does, but it gets blocked. Brown did the great job of defense. Then Foley came up and blocked the shot. She was forcing that one in traffic. That was, she hit a couple of threes. I think she felt the momentum and get down and get 2. Devils weren't letting her get there. This time Chevalier is going to go to the line to shoot, so Leah will be first time on the charity stripe. Third foul called on Mazzy O'Brien. And as we mentioned, they're already past the 5 limit per quarter, so that's the double bonus this year. Chevalier has a bucket in the first quarter, 1 in the fourth quarter. Devils miss another free throw. She has 1 more. All the Devils are down court. Let the Lady Panthers in the lane. That's one thing you don't want is a foul to bring it down the other way. Chevalier, 1 of 2. My board move there. 59-51, Devils by 8, 35 seconds. And a foul out there at the top by the college ranks. Chevalier and Dade were both there. And they'll call it on Dade for Layla, her second foul of the day. 4th team foul, so everybody's shooting 2 for the last 33.7. Tibbs to trigger it. Foley doesn't even go out there to Gudette, but does stop her at the left elbow. Ball gets kicked out to the right side. Nice spin move. Oh, Foley was right there. Good defense. Foley came up on Mazzy O'Brien, and it was a brick wall. O'Brien lost the ball. Devils picked it up. Here's Dade. Dade runs the court, and a good pass. Give Dade the assist. Give Jada Brown the basket. That should put her over 30 today. Nicely done by the Devils. Didn't wait, took it down to court. Mazzy O'Brien the other way scores. Down to 1 second. Quincy's going to hang on to it, and there you go. The final buzzer. The Quincy High Blue Devils come up for their first year at the State Farm Classic. Go 3-1, second place. Pretty darn good stuff.
Third place.
Oh, darn, I'm going to give them second. I had the Devils in second. Let's give these guys second, too. So, actually third. We were hoping that we were actually going for that gold ball.
Oh,
so,
yes.
61-53 for third place there, Coach. Yeah, you just deflated my bubble. Good day for the Devils, though.
Well, yeah, the interior passing, the 2 bigs, Taylor Foley and Jada Brown, obviously, did a heck of a job today with their interior passing, taking care of the ball, keeping it up, and finishing around the hole.
And we're going to pay attention to half court, too, while they give the awards. And we see Steve Luton down there on the floor. Steve has been all over. He's still got got them tennis shoes out ready to go. Washington plays well for the tournament. Got a nice team out there. They came in 10-3. They will leave 10-4. That is today. And for the Devils coming in 12-4, now improved to 13-4. Take a third place. I'm going to try to get that second place in there. Take the third place trophy in and put it in the case. Awesome job there by the Devils. All 5 of the seniors come out to get it. Of course, the 3 starters, Dade, Chevalier, and Foley. Jasmine Lewis also in there with Bree Leonard. That's your senior squad that will be heading out. The rest of the girls stick around. But we've got a whole second semester of basketball, January and February. I think our overall tournament was good. Lady Devils go 3-1. Devils go 3-1. There's 6-2 on that side, 2-2 on the other one. So 8-4 for the tournament for the three teams representing. Not a bad holiday.
No, it's and the tournament that the tournaments that they are playing in are nothing but first class, and it's always good to step out of your comfort zone. You know, the conference schedule, so on and so forth, to get here to play. You know, like I said, in the Lady Blue Devils situation, I mean, getting to play the best that Peoria girls basketball has to offer, you know, with Peoria Richwoods, you know, Morton and Washington, you know, and they basically did very well this weekend playing that stiff competition.
Yeah, indeed. As we always talk about it, too, sometimes, you know, for the Collinsville tournament, you get to go down and play the teams you're going to face in the postseason. You know, that's what we're going to see. You come up here, you get some different looks, you know, for teams outside of your range, especially when the Chicago teams and teams from North come down. And everybody, as they place themselves in different tournaments, you know, some of them they've enjoyed going to them forever. And it's hard to change. You know, we were away from Collinsville and came back to Collinsville after a few trips. We've gone to Pontiac, Pekin as well. You know, Notre Dame used to be a Macomb WIU tournament. You know,
Regular, yeah.
They've been up here all the time. And when you come up here, that's why every team comes back year in, year out. Whether the teams are good or bad, they know that during the holidays they're going to get 4 good games, good competition, even if they end up in the losers bracket as well. And that's, you know, large, small, boys and girls.
Yeah, and, you know, so who do we got here? We got Bradley Bourbonnais, I believe. And who else we got down here?
We got the boys' third place game for the day. So calling out third place. Here, I'll give it to you, Coach, here. I've got the schedules over here for the afternoon as they'll finish up the championship games as well. 1:30 game. You went way over there on me there.
Oh, down here be large school boys.
Romeo and Bradley Bourbonnais.
Yep.
So that's your
Romeo
large
Bowling.
school boys.
Yep.
And then all of your championships, of course, as Coach mentioned earlier, Camp Point Central will play after that against Galena. That's your small school girls championship at 3:30. Then at 5:15, El Paso Gridley will play St. Joseph Ogden. That's your small school boys. You should go to your large school girls there at 7 o'clock. Normal Community and Morton, we were familiar with those schools. And wrap the night out, the large school boys at 8:45. Normal Community and Aurora Mattia Valley? Is that what?
Mattia Valley,
Mattia
yep.
Valley. That will be your 8:45 game and wrap it all up.
That's one of those schools in Naperville that's got 5,000 to 6,000 kids to go to. There's 3 or 4 of them there. So.
Well, isn't that also where that other group of schools also in Naperville? You've got Naperville schools too.
Yep.
There's another valley that's up there.
Yep.
Napa Valley?
Nequa Valley.
Nequa Valley. There you go. I'm not down there in the wine.
Mattia Valley, Nequa Valley, you know, Naperville Central, Naperville South. Yeah, and each one of those 4,000 or 5,000 kids.
Yeah,
So.
it grew out that way. As I knew back in the day when I was coaching in the 80s in college, I went up and, of course, we played Lewis University at Romeoville, and you were at that time in the Plainfield, Aurora area, and they were just starting to grow out that way. Of course, there were a lot of gang fights in the malls at that time, too. So thank goodness that's all gone away. Well, here's the way this game looked. We started this thing off afternoon since the game before us went into overtime. Washington scored the first 3, but then the Devils came back with an 8-point run. They gave another 3 up, the Devils did, and then had a 7-point run. So up 15-6 in the first quarter. We gave them the last 4 points. I gave them 5, but one of them was stepping on the 3-point line. So after 1 quarter, Devils led 15-10. Second quarter, Devils put a 9-point run in the middle of the quarter, and they stretched it on out. At halftime, Devils up 27-20. Third quarter action, we had the another 9-point run. When it was 30-22, we ran off 9. We were up 39-22, and that's how third quarter we had one more bucket. It would end up 41. Or I think that was 39 actually, and we did not score that other bucket until later. But in the fourth, Devils up 43-36, and they put together a 10-point run to get up 17, only to watch that lead dwindle with a 10-point run by Washington late. but the Devils came back, hit 2 free throws, hit the last bucket of the ball game, and a win 61-53 as they have a happy new year indeed here one day out before that event. Looking at the scoring, unofficially on the book, we got 5 scorers from the Devils with 61 points. 31 points, Jada Brown. That partly is due to her play, but also to the passes that went into her from Foley, and even the last one that day that gave her the 31. 13 points from Taylor Foley. Good steady across the board into the game, 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. 11 from Miley Loncourt. She hit that first deuce and then 2 threes in the second and a 3 in the fourth, and they were all key on our transition in offense at those times. Not that you can't have a three-pointer be key in any game. And then 5 points, Leah Chevalier, and 1 out of Layla Dade. In the ball game but not scoring was Bree Leonard. Kate Medemeyer, Cameron Byquist came in briefly. And I don't think we got Lewis or Hamby in. I thought maybe Lewis being a senior, late, but it was a tight game at the very end there. She did come out with the rest of the seniors and collected the trophy. On the other side, and we're going to be unofficial on this one really bad because we're missing a bucket out there for sure. Actually, that one that was early, I think I gave them the extra point, and I'm still waiting for that 2 points from someone else. Let's see, 22, 26, 36, 39, 47. Yes, we've missed a couple there. I'll have to double check on that. But one I'm going to there's 5 of them right there, and I missed one. Unofficially, I've got Avery Tibbs, the one that hit the 3 to start off. She had a few more in the game. She had 17, 13 points out of Maisie O'Brien, 8 points from Dana Goudet. Came in late and actually hit that 1 or 2 from college ranks, and then forced the ball in a little later on. I just stayed out there and been shooting from outside. Adrian Donald had 5. Kennedy Buddy had 5. 4 out of Aisley Redenschafer. And not scoring Becca McDougal before she fouled out with 2:52 left in the ball game. We had Gabby Mesher in the ball game. She did not score. I think Jenna Spezio got in there briefly. I know Trista Bass did not score. Emma Heidbreder started and did not score. And I believe that should be everybody. If it's not, give me a call and I'll mention you in our next game, Washington. So, well, a good day here as we start the day off. Actually, we finished yesterday and pretty well run it into today from Collinsville late night last night to early today. It just wasn't the 9 o'clock game, so that was a good thing. But pretty positive weekend, Coach. And first, let's cap off the Blue Devils and your thoughts on them, and then we'll wrap the whole weekend up.
Well, basically a lot of resilience. Washington kept fighting back, hitting the threes, get the lead down, and then, we go on another one of our spurts. So good job bouncing back. Like I say, the interior passing today was unbelievable because, when you have Jada Brown scoring 31 and, Taylor Foley had, 14?
13,
13. Yep. So, you had 44 points out of their 50-plus and, with the girls inside, and it's mostly them passing to each other, sealing, and being unselfish. So, I don't think the girls care who scores as long as they score and they get the W.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. When you look up at the scoreboard, as long as your score is 1 more point than the other team, all the rest of the stuff doesn't matter. It'll all come into place. So I know they put Coach Dance, for those who have been up here before, Coach Meyer was there 1 year. They may put you in the locker room in the adjacent building way down at the end. On the other side, they got the indoor track, and they've got 4 basketball courts here, another one in the other half, a big track that goes completely around as they've got a very impressive track program here. I believe they put somebody, Jenna Frank, maybe in their Hall of Fame, who was a national winner. I'm not sure what it was. Yeah. Nice things here behind us. They've added them in the last couple of years. It's all their academic All-Americans. It's all their great ball teams. And as many do, they put them up in a poster board type factor that looks really good out here. I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive stuff. And when you're going to come out, show your campus off, you want to show everything. The old days, it was show the kid a good time. And nowadays, you got to show the kid what they're going to study, the facilities, and everything else. There's a lot more things than just having a good time at college.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things to where, you take care of business in college, and that's number 1, books, and then number 2, developing your game, to the point where, if you want to go play over in Europe. There's plenty of opportunities, for kids that work hard, that, have a little bit of talent, that, want it, to go play basketball in the future after college.
Yep, boys and girls, and it doesn't matter what level, they'll find you. As we've talked about, QU as a Division II school has started to build on that, bringing guys in like Evan McGaffey, Stuckman. Here's a kid, too, that as thin as he was, but you can't teach 6'9", so that's what's kind of nice. You can build on 6'9", not only their moves, but also their build and their girth. We use that girth again. We liked that last night, and it's easy to do. But, if you're a guy that's 6'1" and you want to play at the next level, you got to have a different set of skills. And but, yeah, you get those in the college ranks. So many guys are redshirting first years, getting that strength. Even at John Wood one year, Ronnie Ross, who was the all-time league scorer until the fifth-year senior got it, from Jeanneret, Louisiana, he went on to play at Utah State. Ronnie came in the first year, very strong, good-looking player. He redshirted. His dad told him he needed a redshirt to build up if he really wanted to make it to the next level, and that he did. And Ronnie, quite the player, and a good kid, too. As he's out in Utah, I think I saw Jeff Moore shot a picture of him and his family, 4 or 5, 6 kids. You would have thought it was a Mormon family picture. I swear it looked like that. So, and congratulations to all those guys that go on and do that kind of stuff. Well, we might not catch Coach Dance because he might be, I'm not sure if he's on a celebration mode or if a forget mode, because you got to remember, until this year, especially our girls programs, they don't see a being broadcast. This year they're very fortunate. You've got Mecca Sports Co., covering the Blue Devils and the Raider girls. And then, of course, the Raiders created their own Raider network, which was a very smart idea to make sure they were being covered, both their boys and girls, as, media changes over the years. It's not as newspaper has died. People will say AM radio has died. I disagree with that, especially in our market. And people still want to hear it on radio. I can promise you, those listening to us right now, it's nice to see the picture if you can get it. Not a problem. And many people will watch games, but so many times I've even seen people watching the big games turn it down, depending on who's announcing. You get some great announcers, though, it's well worth keeping it up. But we're not making any comments about the Mecca Sports announcers right now, whether you're keeping the volume up or not. Although I did say the other night it was nice to hear that a couple people were, they were watching somewhere else because there was a good video, but they were listening to us. And then someone last night, the Huddle camera, of course, in Collinsville, they're established. They've got that up there. Whoever their announcers were, our fans were listening and said, wow, they are homers. But you got to remember, when you were rooting for your team, you have stake in the game. And so you bleed, blue and gold, blue and white, whatever you are. And so we understand that. We try to keep it pretty well level-headed. We're going to cheer for our team. There's no doubt about that. That's who we're covering. But we also understand when you see a good play on the other side, or you see something we don't like on our side, we got to point it out, or we got to ask a question. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So I would hope coaches would encourage that and say, yeah, you're right. Before you ask that question, yeah, we sucked at that, or yeah, we didn't do that very good, did we? So, all right, we'll give Coach Dance here a couple of minutes here, as we love to drag on, but at some point, it's time to go home and go to bed, folks. You've had 4 good days of basketball, and let's wrap it all up then. We talked about wrapping it all up. Quincy High, of course, the girls, we just finished 3rd place here, as I keep trying to give them a 2nd place. And if we hear from Coach Dance, and we'll also wrap that one up. But we're up here at the State Farm. That's where the QND Raiders were. So evaluating their performance, obviously their first game, they would like to head back against Pecatonica. I think they could have beat them. They do come out of here 2-2. I think Coach Stowe would have liked to have been 3-1. But he's also going to learn a few things. And I know a couple games we've had good halves. There was one game, I think maybe it was the second game, a horrible first half, maybe their worst, followed by one of their best halves. Now those are great, but you want them bad halves out of there. You get too many, and you don't want 2 bad halves ever.
You don't want a bad half at the end of the year. Let's put it like that. Hopefully instead of a bad half at the end of the year, you might have a bad 2 or 3 minutes that hopefully you can overcome, later on in the game. You don't want to have a bad half, especially when it comes tournament time, where you value each possession, offensively and defensively.
And that's a QND Raiders. So they go 2-2 out of the tournament. They will come back in action. Of course, I'm not sure if they have a game before this because we haven't been on the schedule at Friday, heading to Pittsfield on January 5th at 7:30. We're questioning whether to head down just because for our perspective, there's 3 media outlets already there. Do we go there? Do you head up to Quincy High and Alleman, where we know there's only one of our other media outlets? It just makes a lot more sense. And since we have a little more control of our product, we may head up to Alleman and miss Notre Dame against Pittsfield. And then the Blue Devils, of course, they'll come back at Alleman on Friday at Alleman. Then Saturday, off to the Highland Shootout at noon against Cardinal Ritter. I think their weekend was successful, although they will tell you the last game they were not pleased with, and nobody should be. But they did walk away with the second-place trophy, right? Not the third?
Yep.
Okay, I got that one right. And so you got a second and a third-place trophy for the Blue Devils on the weekend. So that's good. And, of course, Blue Devils coming up. The girls also will play on Thursday. They'll be our first one back on mechasportsco.com. They'll be there at 7 o'clock on Thursday at home if you want to check them out against Moline. And then who are we missing as a team? We got the girls, the Lady Raiders. And, we don't get to see the Lady Raiders. I don't think we see them until at Rushville maybe on Monday the 22nd. So let's check where the Lady Raiders are at on the overall schedule. Excuse me, folks. January 6th, of course, they're going away. They play at the Breeze Shootout at noon, and they play Breeze Mater Dei. On January 8th, that Monday, they'll be against Pittsfield, and that will be at Notre Dame. We may have that one on the docket. I'll have to look at that. They go to Rochester, they go to South Shelby, they go to Illini West, they go to BCC, they go to Rushville Industry, they go to Camp Point, and they don't come back home then until January 30th when they play the Blue Devils. So a week away from the pit, but early in the season they were in the pit a little bit more, and then they will be in the pit once they hit the Blue Devils. Liberty, Clopton for the shootout, Ocquaqua for the shootout, or Oakville for the shootout, and then they'll play go on the road again before Helias and wrap the season up. So not a lot of chances. If you're going to check out the Raiders at home, there's about 5 chances, the Lady Raiders as well. So there's your 4 teams. I think all of them are ready for the postseason. Well, not yet, but I mean
they're going in the right direction. Let's put it like that. They've still got areas that they have to get better in. If they're going to go as far as they want to go, but they're going in the right direction.
Good things for the Tri-States, and of course, good luck to Central Southeastern Augusta. Matt Long's squad, as they'll be playing at 3:30 for the championship in that game. We wish them the best of luck, and throughout the season as well. They always do good up here, and they really like this place. So, all right, Coach, I think we're going to go ahead and let Coach enjoy this third-place finish and head off with his team. He'll probably come up here in a moment and say,
player of the game, I don't think there's any question.
I don't know who.
Jada Brown.
Really?
I mean, she was a load tonight. So, Jada Brown, congratulations, player of the game.
She showed off a little bit for Dad and her brother Camden was here. Camden, part of that superstar, as a senior for the Blue Devils. So congratulations, Jada, 31 points. Also Foley with 13, Loncourt with 11, and the Blue Devils for their success up here, 3-1 and a third-place finish. Coach, it's been a lot of fun running all around not the Tri-States, but the state itself, and jumping into Missouri a little bit. And we've got a lot of ball in January and February. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, we're going to have some fun.
All right, the Shirk Center, that's the last call here for Coach Pettit. I'm Jeff Wellman. The final in the third-place game, it's the Blue Devils from Quincy High, 61. The Lady Panthers from Washington, 53, walking away with the third-place trophy here in the Shirk Center. And, of course, it's Illinois Wesleyan and the State Farm Classic. Glad to be here and glad to bring you basketball. Don't forget, next week we'll start Thursday. Quincy High girls hosting Moline at home, and then we'll travel on Friday, and Saturday that fun shootout. So, again, from the Shirk Center, the final score, Quincy High 61, Washington 53. And this is Jeff Wellman for mechasportsco.com. Have a great day, everyone.